Fanny was nerfed again from 5 energy regen down to 4 energy regen. Is this the end of Fanny? The answer is no. For years, Fanny only had 3 energy regen, so this is actually a buff, and now she is more playable than ever. To prove that, we are going to look at 3 classic games I played over the holidays, and this is even without Ultimate. For all 3 games, we're going to be using this emblem, and the items will just be a bit different to adjust to the situation. For the first game, we're going to be going up against Yin as the enemy jungler, and they also have Franco as the roamer. And as you can see here, early on in the game, Franco is trying to invade, but our Florin is keeping him at bay. A desperate hook there by Franco, thinking that our mid laner might be there because he's not at the middle, and that's why Gord is overextending because he thought he's safe, but he is not safe from Fanny, and on top of it, he doesn't have Flicker, he only used Flame Shot instead. And while we're taking a red buff, we see at a glance that Yin only has red buff, so he hasn't gone for his purple buff yet, so we're gonna invade, and there's a big chance that we're able to steal it and get him at the same time, and we're able to do both. This is why it's important to keep an eye on the enemy jungler anywhere on the minimap and see if he or she has the buff. Here we're just waiting for Guinevere to reveal herself, and while we're waiting, we're holding the map and getting the experience crab. After a while, she revealed herself and we're going in for the kill. After that, we are in a perfect position to secure the turtle, but I've noticed Gord overextending at mid again, and he doesn't have Flicker, remember? So we are going after him with just simple cables and some basic attacks. Yin is trying to bring us into his domain, but we're just cabling back and forth and taunt him a little bit. After that, we're going for the purple buff, but Lunox stole it. At this point, it's quite tempting to flame your allies, but then again, accidents can happen. She apologized and tried to amend by helping out with the orange buff. Anyways, I still lured the creep into the bush and prepared to use Retri if ever she is actually trolling, but she's not, and that's good. Now we're going after Guinevere at bottom lane, so we're gonna do straight cables, and that should do it. Now, I'm hesitant to go after the turtle because we don't know where the enemy jungler is. That's why I went around farming jungle creeps waiting for Yin's next move. So Yin went for the turtle right now together with Gord, and we were able to steal it and get Yin as well. I missed a few cables there, so wasn't able to chase Gord. So I went for my purple buff and tried to invade the enemy red. I might have misplayed here a bit, but it's not that fatal. They were chasing me, yes, but I should be able to escape here. But this is the fatal mistake. I went into the middle of 3 enemy heroes. They chained their CCs and stuns and were not able to escape. Now these 3 stayed at top lane and they were pushing it. Their health is low, they're spent, and this should be an easy kill, but however, this happened. That should have been an easy 2 cable to secure the kill, but my hands are a bit stiff because of the cold weather. It's winter here, so I'm just gonna try to warm up my hands by doing some straight cables, not necessarily looking for a kill. So that's bottom lane, and here's mid lane. By the way, if you want to learn straight cables in an easier and simpler way, you can watch this video after this. Now back to the game. We're running low on energy, so we're chasing Gord by foot, and then we're just gonna use a retribution and we're able to secure the kill. At this point, my hands are not completely warmed up, but at least it's doable. But nevertheless, I was able to do some freestyle. Franco here has the right idea, but I'm just outside turret range. Guinevere is now chasing us, but we're low on energy, so we're just gonna back out a bit and see if we could get the purple buff. And Guinevere's actually going for the purple buff, so we're going in with just simple cables, 1 cable, back and forth cables, and we're able to secure the purple buff and kill Guinevere at the same time. After that, I went to mid and Gord is alone, so we can go after him with some freestyle cables. I'm not worried about Franco there because he just recently used his ultimate, and so did Yin. And that means we can safely go back to base now. Now there's a team fight happening at mid, so we're gonna go back to the mid lane. Look at this, Fanny just had a nerf on her energy and she still can do these freestyle cables even without blue buff. Afterwards, let's take our purple buff, and as we're TPing back to base, we can see that Yin is taking Lunox to his domain. So right after we TP back to base, we're gonna go there right away with straight cables. And let's see what happens next. And because of that, we were able to secure the Lord. Right after, the team went straight to mid, so we're gonna head over there as well because there's a team fight breaking out. We're low on energy, so we're gonna recall back to base and try again. And again. And again. But the first game ended, so we're gonna go to the second game right now. In this second game, we're going up against Paquito as the enemy jungler, but since Kimmy is the gold laner at bottom lane, we're not gonna invade the enemy jungle, but we're gonna rotate so that we can gank gold lane immediately after we reach level 4. So we went for a red buff after the purple buff and this golem as well. But since Kimmy is very low, after this golem we're gonna go right away. We're not gonna wait for level 4 or else we're gonna miss our chance. So we're gonna do some 3 and 4 cables to Kimmy behind the tower and then we cable out. Our jungle is pretty much cleared up to this point, so I'm just gonna warm out my hands with some straight cables towards mid lane. Alright, we just turned level 4 and Paquito is still level 3. He might be going to bottom lane, so we're just gonna wait here for what he will do next. And indeed, he went after the bottom laner, so we're just gonna go after him. And Farsa is also here, and that ensures Paquito's demise. Here, we're not gonna go after Vixana, we're just gonna cable right in front of her to show her that she should not mess with our Farsa, because we are around. After we secured our purple buff, we're gonna go to top lane to help Argus defeat his variant. I don't know why, but there's always this urge to attack Argus even if he is in his ultimate form. But we're not gonna do that, we're gonna wait instead, and we're able to burst him down once his ultimate has ended. We saw CC passing by, we're not gonna go after her because our energy is very low, so we should know our limits. We're gonna go for the turtle instead. After that, we're gonna go to mid, we're gonna poke Vixana while queuing up the Malefic Roar. The minions drained Fanny's energy, so we're not gonna pursue anymore. We're gonna leave it up to Farsa. So our next move is just to clear the jungle and possibly gank bottom lane. I'm just about to secure the orange buff, but looking at the minimap, Kimmy is very low, so we're gonna go after her instead with straight cables, 4 cables, and finish with just 1 cable to the wall. And after that, we secured the other side of the jungle, the purple buff, and we cable straight from the base to mid lane. We're poking, baiting out enemy skills, and it seems like we baited out Farsa's ultimate as well. And Farsa finishes off Vixana. Because of that sequence, we were able to push the lane, secure the enemy's purple buff, and the enemy conceded. Now, onto the third game. We're going up against Amon as the enemy jungler, and their roamer is Natalia. So we're gonna expect early invades, they're gonna try to steal the buff. But Natalia has other plans. She tried to harass mid lane, and together with Farsa, they were able to get our Lilia. For a split second, we saw Natalia going there on the island bush. If she comes here and tries to steal the golem, we're gonna wreak havoc. But she went to bottom lane, so we're just gonna ambush her ourselves. And since we're inside our jungle, we have bonus defense and attack. After that, let's clear this side of the jungle, but we can see that Natalia is going back to bot again, so we're just gonna wait and see and stay on this bush. Anyways, we can initiate to the bottom lane with just 2 cables from that vantage point, and we're able to get the double kill even without blue buff. Now we're gonna go for our purple buff and go for the turtle next. The enemy team is already here, we're outnumbered, so the only thing we can do is just to try to steal the turtle and get out as soon as possible. But if an opportunity like this presents itself, then we have to grab the double kill. That is to grab any opportunity that presents itself. Now we're cabling straight to the center mid lane. We just did additional 2 cables and Farsa transformed into a bird and escaped. She panicked, and a few seconds later we went after her again, but she just transformed and escaped, so we're just gonna escape ourselves as well. But upon looking at the turtle area, the enemy is almost done with the turtle, so we're just gonna go there instead of recalling back to base, because we might be able to steal it like this one. We don't even need to use retribution. So after we secure the turtle, we're just gonna recall back to base and go back to mid as well, trying to push the lane, and we barely dodged Guinevere there. Anyways, our team is here. They're trying to keep them busy, so we're gonna finish the job that we came here to do, which is to secure the turret. And probably go for isolated lost enemy heroes like Amon. We are low on energy, so we're just gonna disengage for now and try to secure this purple buff from the enemy we're currently invading, while our teammates are applying pressure on the lanes. The enemy team went to defend a bottom lane, and let's see what we can do. For the second time, we barely dodged Guinevere there. And after 30 seconds, the purple buff has spawned, and we're camping here by the bush, and we're just gonna give Farsa a scare, then take the purple buff. Then a clash is about to happen at mid, and it's actually happening now. It's starting the team fight, so we're gonna go in, and the mistake here is I was too greedy. And Farsa got me. After that, Farsa became cocky and went on to contest and invade the jungle, but she was not even able to fly away. And for the third time, we barely dodged Guinevere there. After that, I recalled back to base and tried to drill some straight cables at mid, and we're just looking for an opportunity to go in. So we went in, but the minions were able to drain Fanny's energy so quickly. Nevertheless, we were able to escape, but Amon was lying in wait, and he was able to get us. By the way, if you want to learn straight cables the easier way, watch this video. Click the links and see you there.